Welcome to another great week of having intimate conversations with Abba. This week, our intimate conversations are going to be sparked by verses from the books of Galatians and Ephesians. Let me read to you what I wrote about Galatians, the theme of Galatians, freedom in Christ. Paul wrote this letter to explain that salvation was by grace through faith in Jesus alone. See, we don't need anything added. We don't need our striving to obey 1,000 rules like they did back in Jesus' day with all the laws that the Jews had put together to help prop them up and seem righteous. All we need is faith in Jesus alone. Let me read to you another verse that Paul wrote in Galatians 6, 7, and 8. Do not be deceived. God is not mocked. For whatever a man sows, that he will also reap. This is a biblical principle. This isn't something that whether we're Christians or not Christians, that it's not going to be a principle of life. It's God's law. Sowing and reaping. We cannot expect to sow disobedience to God and reap his blessings. It just doesn't work. I love how my senior pastor, Pastor Francis, says it. If you don't like your harvest, start changing the seed that you're sowing. In Ephesians, the theme was the role of the church in God's glorious plan. Paul wrote this letter to the Christians in Ephesus while he was a prisoner in Rome for preaching the gospel. In this letter, Paul reveals God's intentions to form a body called the church, to express Christ's fullness on earth. His major purpose in this letter was to encourage, equip, and empower the maturing church. And our last verse this week is in Ephesians 4, 21 to 22. And this is from the Message Bible. I really like this. My assumption is that you have paid careful attention to him, Jesus, been well instructed in the truth precisely as we have it in Jesus. Since then, we do not have the excuse of ignorance. Everything, and I do mean everything, connected with that old way of life has to go. It's rotten through and through. Get rid of it, and then take on an entirely new way of life. A God-fashioned life. A life renewed from the inside and working itself into your conduct as God accurately reproduces his character in you. My friends, our challenge this week: to live a God-fashioned life from the inside out, being changed to represent Jesus well to others. God bless you.